Hey everyone, this is Michelle Wong here, founder of The Nonlinear Path and author of Set Your Own Sail, Fire Your Alarm Clock, and Awaken to What's Possible. So I'm so excited today to bring another fabulous guest for our Daring Big series. Our guest is a self-care expert, a yoga teacher, and a mindfulness and productivity coach, and she's also my business partner through Luscious Life Design. I'm so excited to introduce you to her. Her name is Emily Kasman. Welcome, Emily.
Thank you so much, Michelle. So happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm so excited to dive in today and ask you a few questions that I think would be really valuable for our listeners. And so you are a self-care expert. You teach yin yoga. You have this really luxurious lifestyle that you've put together for yourself. And I know that your career path hasn't always been like this. It was more linear. So I would love to hear like what you did before and then what propelled you to make the leap.
Absolutely. So for the first about 25 years of my life, it was extremely linear. I graduated high school. I went straight to college. I married my high school sweetheart. I had a job at Microsoft and other corporations. What else? I had a house with a white picket fence. I had a dog. I had the luxury SUV and had pretty much everything that you think you want growing up when you live that linear path. It's the American dream. And my shift happened when I started practicing yoga. I had never practiced yoga until I turned probably 25 or 26. And I started listening to my own voice. I wasn't persuaded by my parents, by my ex-partner, by other people in my life, but I really started to understand what my own intuition was telling me. And it was telling me to live that non-linear path that you're so awesome about promoting. And I haven't really ever looked back. I don't miss the security. I don't miss the idea of this American dream because I'm now chasing my own dream, which, like you said, I'm a yoga instructor and did that for about 7 years full time, and recently started just making a major transition to being a full-time coach, mindfulness meditation, mindful eating, and time management coach, as well as self-care coach. I love teaching people how they can create self-care techniques throughout their entire day. So yeah, that's the short story of my transition.
Wow, I'm so impressed just hearing that because making that leap from, what's comfortable, the typical job where you're paid well and there's great benefits and really trusting and tuning back into your body, like that is so powerful. Um, like when you made that shift, because I'm sure a lot of fears came up, like how did you manage that? Like what was really helpful for you in making that transition?
Great question. My biggest fear in making this transition was the uncertain,
Mm.
the ability. I going through the first 25 years of my life, I was extremely certain of everything that I was doing, and I knew that the path that I was going on and taking that leap. And one of my favorite cliche lyrics and cliche sayings is take the leap and the net will appear. And that's pretty much what happened, where you follow your heart and you follow, even if it's a fearful leap, you just have to trust that it's there. I've had an amazing support system from the moment that I wanted to shift my life in a totally different direction from corporate, from being in a relationship that for me wasn't helping me thrive. And my family has been a huge support system in that, and building up friends who support the nonlinear path as well is something that I am forever grateful for, because without those connections and without that support, that net wouldn't have been as bouncy and as supportive, right, when I took that first leap. So
I love that. I feel like it's so important to have that support in the community. I actually feel like that's the number one piece, whether or not someone can really make that transition um, in a supportive way, because a lot of times it can be really isolating to do something that's so different. And so it's just really nice that, again, like community and having that like-minded system that really adds value to what you're doing. And that way you're getting reassurance. Like that just makes everything so much nicer when you're making that shift.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so now you're working on self-care and helping other teachers, instructors, coaches like help themselves with self-care. How, like with that work, like what is it that lights you up about being a coach, a productivity coach, um, that people can learn from you?
Yeah. I have always said, even before I made the life shift that I have, I've always said that I love watching people do what they love to do.
Mm.
And that is so true for healers, for teachers, for instructors, for therapists, for stylists, for servers. Like, so many people love what they do, but they get so drained off of it. No matter if they're an extrovert or introvert, it doesn't matter, because they don't, in my uh, in my experience, they don't make the time for themselves. And one of the greatest things that we can do as healers, as teachers, as coaches is fill our own cup first. Because I'm a true believer that once we fill that cup, then it overflows into all of the other work that we do. And it's such an incredible process to witness people start taking care of themselves. And if I can get them to think one idea is self-care, whether it's drinking hot water with lemon in the morning, or sitting down for meditation, or eating lunch outside on a beautiful day like today, like that is all self-care. And if we choose to shift our perception that that is self-care and we're not rushing from one thing to the next all the time, then it's a shift of perception, and that ripple effect will start from that healer to their clients, to their families, to the people that they work with. And it's just this revolution that hopefully is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's what lights me up.
Oh my gosh. Like as you're saying, like fill up your own cup first. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I need that. Because it's so easy to like want to work because you want to see results and then you put yourself last, like or not you, but like myself and I know a lot of other people who put their priorities on themselves last and yeah, that's how burnout happens. So thank you for your work and for making that a priority in your message.
Absolutely. It is what I believe my purpose is, at least at this point in my life. And it's been my entire life builds up to this point and to these points where I have loved always taking care of myself. And how do I spread that message? How do I share that with other people and let them understand how important it is to really build the relationship that we have with ourselves? It's such important work. So
That is so beautiful. So, how can people learn more about working with you and attending your retreats?
yeah, so I have lots of opportunities in May. I have a workshop tonight if anybody is in the east side of Washington, or the east side of Lake Washington, up at a place called Bwin Yoga. It's called Become a Self-Care Expert. It's one of my favorite workshops that I get to do. I have a self-care staycation here at my home studio where I can have about 10 people. And we spend the day just taking care of ourselves. I'm having a personal chef come in and teach us a cooking lesson, and then we get to eat the fruits of our labor for lunch, and that's this Sunday, Mother's Day. And then I have a lot of other workshops through May, which is where we are right now. I almost said March. May, and you can find out all about that through my website, which is Infinite Health. That's such a lie. Can we edit this? So my business is Infinite Health, but my website is my name, Emily Kasman, KASMAN.com. You can find me all over social media, Infinite Health on Instagram or Infinite Health on Facebook as well. So I'm pretty much everywhere all the time.
Awesome. Okay, and I'll place your website link as well in the video, and so that way people can just click on it directly.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Michelle.
Yeah, thank you, Emily, for your time and for your work. I'm so excited to see your continued contribution to self-care and just lighting up the world with what you do.
Great. Thank you so much for helping me spread that news.
Awesome. You're welcome. Okay, until next time, take care.
Bye, Michelle.
Bye.